Can you make me, 1 minute, Mr. Zoom Master? I will now make you the host.
Thank you.
And if you could make me co-host again.
I will do so. Okay, yes. So everything is set up now. Helene is co-host. I'm a Zoom master. My name is Wolf Dümpelmann. I'm happy to support you technically. With this, I would like to hand over to our contest chair, Neil.
Yes, and I would also like to say welcome, Neil, for the table topic session. We're looking forward to this fun impromptu speaking session.
Thank you very much, Madam Program Quality Director and Mr. Zoom Master. Welcome, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, to the Table Topics contest. Table topics are, in my view, a tremendously powerful building block in the architecture of us as Toastmasters. They demand resilience, creativity, and mental organization. If you like, they are bungee jumping with words, adrenaline and challenge. Fortunately, you have a safety rope, as you do in bungee jumping, and that's the attention, the interest, and the respect of your fellow Toastmasters. I was competing myself yesterday in another district, and I can assure today's contestants that this, my first experience as contest chair, is much, much more terrifying. So, who is your contest chair? Toastmasters came into my life in Luxembourg, and I became fascinated by the courage and skill of non-native speakers of English giving wonderful speeches in English. So I joined a French-speaking club to have the same kind of challenge. Now, 11 years later, I'm a member of 5 clubs representing 4 countries, 3 districts, and 4 languages. The one upside of this pandemic has been this opportunity to explore a range of Toastmasters traditions in different clubs, in different places. It's been most enriching, and I would urge anybody to try it. You will find it very rewarding, I'm sure. The table topic contest will consist of a series of timed 1 to 2 minute impromptu speeches that will be judged by a panel of judges. This is the final level of this contest. It doesn't go beyond the district level. Please note that the eligibility of the contestants has been confirmed. These proceedings are designed to ensure that we run a fair contest and that each contestant is given a level playing field on which to compete. The announcements I'm going to make are made in the interests of having a distraction-free environment for our contestants. No screenshots of the contestants are allowed during contestant speeches. There will be opportunities after the speeches. Also, the Zoom Master will record the contest at the direction of the contest chair. Once the contest has begun, members of the audience are asked not to leave the main Zoom room. If you must leave, please do so during one of those 1-minute silences after a contestant has finished. The Zoom Master will not allow anyone to enter the room during a contestant's speech. Please also avoid any activity on your camera that might distract a speaker. Eating, exercising, or practicing a speech should be done with the camera turned off. In order to allow the judges time to mark their judging forms, we will have 1 minute of silence after each contestant's speech. And we will have silence after the last contestant's speech until all the judges have been moved to their breakout room. Mr. Chief Judge, have all the contest officials been briefed, and are we ready to proceed with the contest?
Yes, everyone has been briefed. We are ready to proceed.
Timer 1. For the benefit of the contestants, will you demonstrate how you will display the time? And will you also signal me when 1 minute has elapsed between contestant speeches? Timer 1.
I will show the screen background after 1 minute. I will show the yellow background after 1 minute 30 seconds and the red background after 2 minutes.
And can you confirm that you will tell me when 1 minute has elapsed after the...
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I will.
Timer 2. Are you prepared to take over if timer 1 suddenly has some kind of a problem? Timer 2.
Yes, I am. I have everything in order.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The speaking order of the contest was determined earlier in a random manner and in the presence of the contestants. The order for the contest will be: first, Bastian Royne-Wissut; second, Alain Andreu; third, Augustine Cheung; fourth, Leslie Stevenson; fifth, Gloria Teo; and sixth, Lisa Marie Gelhaus. I will introduce each contestant only by her or his name, followed by the question. I will then repeat the question and the contestant's name. The question will be the same for all to ensure fairness, and contestants will be in a breakout room and be brought back into the main room one by one. After they have spoken, contestants may remain in the room for the rest of the contest. Are there any questions?
Yes, Mr. Contest Chair, sorry to interrupt. We've noticed somebody who's in the room who doesn't appear to be a contestant or a judge is not renamed. So we would like to make sure, that person should indeed be here.
Please check it and come back to me when you've done that.
Okay. Mr. Zoom Master, could you move that person to a breakout room?
Yes, I will do so. One moment, please. I will move this person to the backup room.
Right.
I will wait a moment until you've established whether they have any particular role to play.
Exactly.
When I press on open rooms, then also the contestants will move to the breakout rooms, except contestant 1. Maybe we can do this now?
Yes, I think that would be possible. I don't see that as a problem. And in the meantime, you'll find out what this other person is.
Exactly. Yes. Okay, contestants, you will be moved to your waiting room. Yes. Okay.
We will just be starting in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. We need to verify everybody again to make sure that the contest is fair.
In the meantime, what do you call shoes that are made of banana skins? They're slippers. Yes,
Slippers.
thank you.
Excellent.
Hello, everyone. So Ivano Gardon confirmed that she registered and is a guest here.
She shouldn't be in this room, though.
Okay. Can we post YouTube live stream in the chat, and then I can remove her so that she can participate?
Of course.
As soon as you've confirmed that, Ralph, then we'll, Mr.
Yes.
Zoom Master, then we can start.
Okay. Okay. So we have here is the YouTube link. Thank you very much, Frank, for helping this. So please copy paste your YouTube link, Ivano, and I will. You can watch this session live on YouTube. Okay, with this, I would like to remove you. Yes, that's done. Okay, great. We can start.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zoom Master. And I'd like to call to the virtual stage our first contestant in the table topic competition, which is Bastian Royana-Vissut.
Hello.
Bastian, can you confirm that you can hear me, and so I know that I can hear you?
Yeah, I can hear you, Neil.
Good. And have you pinned
Sorry.
the time? That is timer 1, Anya.
Yes.
You have pinned the timer? Good. Let's start.
Okay, Mr. Zoom, sorry, Mr. Contest Chair, Mr. Zoom Master, before we start, can you make sure you always have your video on speaker view so that our YouTube participants get a good view of the speaker?
Yes, I can do so.
Thank you. Please go ahead, Mr. Contest Chair. No more interruptions.
Okay. Bastian Royana-Vissut, you have been given a machine that can take you into the past or into the future. How will you use it? You have been given a machine that can take you into the past or into the future. How will you use it? Bastian Royana-Vissut.
Thank you, Neil. Hello, friends in the audience. There is a very clear use of this machine that I would like to do. It's a bit personal, yet I feel most of you will be able to relate. As a child, I went through an experience with one of my closest family members being severely ill. I do remember this person coming back from the doctor, crying. I was 10 years old and I felt powerless. As powerless as I've ever felt. Today, 20 years later, I still feel this pain in my chest. How? How would I be able to help my friend? Years have passed, and now I see that person flourishing, and I see that person going out and enjoying life. And I would have never expected it to a point that would be similar to this one. And if I had this machine, Neil, if I had this machine, I would go back in the past when I was 10 years old, and I would come to my friend and I would tell, it's going to be fine. Everything's going to get better and you're going to enjoy life more than you have ever done in your entire life so far. Mr. Contest Chair.
Thank you very much, Bastian. 1 minute of silence, please, for the judges.
Mr. Zoom Master, can you mute Judge 3, please?
One minute is over.
Thank you, Timer. Could we now welcome, please, to the virtual stage our second contestant, Alain Andreu. Alain, I can't see you at the moment.
Oh,
Now I can, so that's fine. I can see you, and
you can hear me.
And I can hear you. Have you pinned the timer?
I have indeed, yes.
That's great. We can begin. Alain Andreu, you have been given a machine that can take you into the past or into the future. How will you use it? You have been given a machine that can take you into the past or into the future. How will you use it? Alain Andreu.
Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, this machine is absolutely magical. Thank you. I mean, but it might be a bit embarrassing if it's going to take me back to the time where I was conceived. I mean, do I really have to witness that? Oh, I do. Well, but it's got its advantages because I'll be able to decide everything at that moment of conception. The color of my hair, the color of my eyes. Oh, I always wanted blue eyes. Oh, this is magical. And I will be able to craft my destiny. Oh, thank you. This is such a wonderful gift on this fine Sunday morning. So there I am. What do I decide? Well, definitely blonde. Always wanted blonde, blue-eyed, you know. And then what? My destiny. My destiny is to bring peace to mankind. That will be my destiny. I'm tired of war, of killing. I'm tired of what I read in the history books. It must stop, and I will be the one to bring peace together with my networks of Toastmasters, of friends, of relatives. We shall bring peace. That is what at that moment of conception, I will be deciding for myself. The machine is here. I can share it with you if you would like to enter that machine and craft your destiny at that moment of conception. Let's craft a beautiful destiny for mankind and womankind. Mr. Contest Chair.
Thank you very much, Alain. 1 minute of silence, please, for the judges.
Time is up.
Thank you, timer. Augustine, can we have an audio check, please? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Loud and clear.
And have
Good
you
afternoon.
pinned the timer, timer 1?
Yes, I have pinned timer 1, Miss Anya.
Okay, so we can begin. Augustine Chen, you have been given a machine that can take you into the past or into the future. How will you use it? You have been given a machine that can take you into the past or into the future. How will you use it? Augustine Chen.
Okay. So this looks like a one-way ticket based on the question, into the past or into the future. So the first question I would ask myself is, who benefits the most? In which direction do I go, given that my assumption is that it's a one-way trip? With that assumption, the course is clear that I go to the past, because with the information I have from the future, I would be able to benefit the most number of people by going to the past and trying to see what types of difficulties they are. And giving the absolutely rubbish historical student that I am, I will be able to discover many things anew there, but also see if I could impart information and wisdom on the few people that I met there in my new home in the past to try to improve what is now the present. My goal is always to take information, as we all do here in Toastmasters, and benefit the most number of people possible by refining our skills. And hopefully with the types of skills that we've learned in communicating in the present, these would be just as applicable in the past. So in order to be able to benefit humanity the most, I would like to try to help them not repeat the mistakes that I know about that's already happened. As we heard this morning, never forget is one of the most important lessons of humanity. And in order to not forget the lessons of the past, what better reminder than to tell them what has already happened in the future? Contest chair.
Thank you, Augustine. 1 minute of silence now, please, for the judges.
Time is up.
Thank you, timer.
Dear contest chair, I have faced an issue that I'm not able to move contestant 4 to the main stage. I can move her only to breakout rooms, so I will close all rooms and put contestant 5, 6, and Sergeant at Arms in the breakout room again. I apologize to do this.
Sounds a good solution to me. So tell me when you're ready.
Excuse me, sir. There seems to be an issue.
Yes, I know. My apologies. You will be moved with contestant 5 and 6 again to the breakout room.
Thank you very much, sir. I just wanted to.
Contestant 5, 6, and the Sergeant at Arms in the breakout room again.
And is contestant 4 in the main room now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Could we do a sound check, please? Can you hear me? And I can hear you, I think.
I can hear you fine, Mr. Contest Chair.
Good. And could you confirm you have pinned timer 1?
I am confirming that I have pinned her.
Okay. Leslie Stevenson, you have been given a machine that can take you into the past or into the future. How will you use it? You have been given a machine that can take you into the past or into the future. How will you use it? Leslie Stevenson.
Mr. Contest Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I'm traveling on this machine into the past. I'm going back to Africa, to Ethiopia, to be exact, to the time of the Emperor Haile Selassie. For those of you who know African history, Haile Selassie is deemed to have been a wonderful man, a Rastafari, an idol of Bob Marley, and a man who was supposed to have been educated and extraordinarily futuristic in his time. In my book, he was not. He was a man who created a lot of the cultural problems which have led to one of the most horrendous civil wars that is currently raging in the world today, and that is in Ethiopian Tigray. Emperor Haile Selassie didn't want people to club together against him. So he worked hard, according to historians who knew him, to keep them at each other's throats. That legacy continues today. This is a country of deeply suspicious and revengeful people. And until that cultural element changes, it will not be possible for there to be peace and safety in this country. So Emperor Haile Selassie, I'm here, I've come back into the past, and I ask you, please stop this cultural pathway that you are taking to keep yourself out of harm's way, because it is determining a legacy for a nation of over 100 million people. Their blood, in my view, Emperor, is on your hands. We need to change this now while my machine is keeping me here with you. Otherwise, your legacy will last forever, Mr. Contest Chair.
Thank you very much, Leslie. 1 minute of silence, please, for the judges.
Time is up.
Thank you very much, timer. Can we please have our 5th contestant
I'm here.
I can't see you, Gloria, yet, but I
You
will
can't
in a
see me?
moment,
I
I'm
will
sure.
switch off the video. I'll come back again.
No, I can see you. Well, I could see
you
you
can
before you
see me.
switched it off.
Okay.
That's fine now. I can see
Can
you
you
and
hear
I
me
can
well?
hear you well, so we don't need to worry. I can hear you well, so we don't need any other sound check. Can you please confirm that you have pinned the timer 1?
Check again. Yes, I have pinned the timer 1. Yes.
Great. Gloria Teo, you have been given a machine that can take you into the past or into the future. How will you use it? You have been given a machine that can take you into the past or into the future. How will you use it? Gloria Teo.
Fellow Toastmasters, valued guests, and Mr. Contest Chair. What a question. That will be a dream to be able to go to the past and to go to the future. So what I'll do, I'll first go to the past and change some of the things that I don't like certain path that was given to me that I wasn't aware of, to work with a hospital in IT. And at that time I was terribly scared because I didn't know what he expects of me. But today I'm no longer scared. With my experience today, I'm able to handle what he is going to do. So what will I do? I will go first to the past, change that, take that path, try it out, look at my present, and I'm going to move to my future and see what did I do well or not do so well. Then if I don't do well, what am I going to do? I'm going to go back to my past again. I'm going to change. I'm going to change until and save tune until I'm where I am, where I'm happy. So this is also part of Toastmasters path, where we will try, we will modify, we will collect feedbacks, collect experiences, collect leadership skills until we feel that we are comfortable. Then we go compete or not. But it doesn't matter because we are growing. This is the most important part of my life, which I believe growing is the most important. So going back to change things that I don't like, maintain the things that I like, and go to the future and take a look at it. Back to you, Mr. Contest Chair.
Thank you, Gloria. Could we have our 6th and final contestant, please?
1 minute silence, please.
Oh, 1 minute silence. I quite forgot. Sorry, Chief Judge.
Minute is over.
Thank you very much, Timer. Can we have our 6th and final contestant in the main room, please?
I'm here.
Okay, I will see you in a moment, I hope. I can't see you just at the moment.
I'm right here. It'll probably
There we
just
are.
take a second for you to see me. Can you see
I
me
can
now?
see you and I can see you and I can hear you. Lisa Marie, can you please confirm that you have pinned timer 1?
I have indeed, Neil. Thank you.
Lisa Marie Gelhaus, you have been given a machine that can take you into the past or into the future. How will you use it? You have been given a machine that can take you into the past or into the future. How will you use it? Lisa Marie Gelhaus.
Contest chair, Toastmasters, guests. If I were given 3 wishes, I would wish for a beautiful house. I would wish for a ticket around the world. And then I would wish for another wish. No, more, 3 more wishes. So if I got a time machine, what would I do? I would use it for the rest of my life. First, I would travel to the past. Then I would go to the future, but first I would stop in the present to understand what I can do for the future. Imagine my surprise today when the contest chair gave me just that machine. So here I am in a beautiful present with you, all of you, but I can't wait to go back to the past to the moment that I was born. Because you don't know this, but I was born in about 30 seconds. That's what my mother says. She said I just sort of squished out and there I was in the world. And the doctor said, ladies and gentlemen, this is a lemonade baby. And I've heard that story so many times that I would go to the past to see that moment. And then I'd stop in the present to go to the future, to see the moment that my grandson Leonardo's first child is born. And when I arrive there, the very first thing that I will say is, it's a lemonade baby. Contest chair.
Thank you, Lisa Marie. We will now have silence until all the members of the judging team have been moved to the breakout rooms. Please be patient. This may take a few minutes. Madam Program Quality Director.
Here's the Zoom master. Sorry to interrupt. I've opened the breakout room and all will takers, except the contest chair, are being moved now to the breakout room. You may continue. In the main room are only contestants and yourself.
Okay. Could all the contestants, thank you very much, Zoom Master. Would all contestants please turn on their videos, and let me be the first to congratulate you all for participating in this contest.
Thanks.
Which I found interesting, and I hope you did as well. I have a virtual certificate of participation for all of you. I'm just not sure, being the technological dinosaur that I am, how I can best present you with it. So I will sort that out in a moment. But at this stage, we should, with your agreement, Madam Program Quality Director, we will now proceed to the interviews. Is that possible?
Correct. Yes, please proceed.
Okay. Now, we have 6 contestants, but 2 of them are also going to be competing in a later contest, and therefore I cannot interview them. But these 4, I will interview in the order that they spoke. So we'll begin with Bastien. Now, Bastien is an adventurer and an explorer. He hiked several thousand kilometers through Europe and Asia, sometimes for several months at a time. He studied computer science and mathematics in Switzerland, worked as a software engineer in Tokyo, and developed digital solutions in Kathmandu to support fundraising and earthquake relief campaigns. Bastian, what was the most fascinating place you ever found yourself?
Thank you, Neil. Thank you for being contest chair for this great event and the whole organizing team. Well, the most fascinating place, to be honest, it's hard to answer. I feel that everywhere I've been, the moment I've spent enough time creating a strong connection with the people, with the atmosphere, with the everyday habits, just at some point, just saying hi to the same. Sorry, there is a bit of background noise. Yes. Yeah, so connecting with the same person every day at the cashier in your favorite shop, or just finding the products that you happen to discover in that place and you want to eat every day. So this makes every single place I've been to fascinating in their own sense. And I would just conclude with that answer.
I quite identify with what you said there. Bastian, for the last 5 years that you've been a Toastmaster, what has been the interplay between Bastian, the researcher, entrepreneur perhaps, and Bastian, the Toastmaster? How have they influenced each other?
It's very interesting. Both my lives, because let's say there are two different lives that really intertwine together. I would say the software engineer is a bit aside, but the entrepreneur and startup lover in me and the Toastmaster in me have been really playing together from the very first day. Because of entrepreneurship, I wanted to learn how to better pitch my startup ideas, and I went into Toastmasters. And from there, I learned how to facilitate events, be comfortable in front of an audience, and be with enthusiastic groups of people, which led me back to organizing events for entrepreneurs, for startups, coaching other startups to convey their ideas effectively. Until now, working on my own startup, also as an employee, but as also part of the core team, I also happen to pitch the project to several audiences while sharing insights to my team on how to better communicate. So altogether, both lives really intertwined from the very first day.
That's exactly the kind of answer I was hoping for. Thank you. Just one last question to finish with. You enjoy, according to your information you gave me, week-long silent retreats and Toastmaster contests, which are kind of a definition of bustle. Would you call yourself a man of contrasts?
Yes, I have a hard time often defining myself. I can meditate for hours, and on the other hand, be really fascinated about the thrill of a paintball game. As I shortly mentioned to some friends, one of my favorite kind of music is techno music, which contrasts pretty much with meditation and Zen atmospheres. To be honest, I like diversity from the beginning, and through each of these experiences, they make something different resonating in me, and I feel they make a complete picture that's hard to describe in a single word.
Great, thanks a lot. Thanks for being with us, and thanks for answering so interestingly as well. Can we go to Eileen, please, as well now? Elaine?
Hello. Can you hear me, Neil?
I can see you and hear you now. Right. You were kind enough to send me this message. I have been a Toastmaster for 30 years, a mighty long time. It has taught me to speak with clarity, brevity, and confidence. Which of those three took longer to achieve? Clarity, brevity, and confidence.
Probably brevity, because I just love to talk. As if you allow me, I'll just go on forever now. And I learned brevity because, you know, the time limits. In fact, I had a tall tale because I competed in that as well at up to division level that lasted 10 minutes. And I loved it. You know, I love what I write. I love what I come up with. And chopping that down was quite a phenomenal exercise. But as a result, I learned a lot. I better stop for the sake of brevity.
Okay, good. You said taking on leadership roles such as club president and area director, I learned about what can go wrong when leading teams. Now, please feel free to change names to protect the guilty, but can you give us a couple of examples of what can go wrong with teams?
Well, the guilty are me. You know, the guilty really is often me. So I don't need to protect myself. In Toastmasters, we open up, we're vulnerable. I learned that as a leader, your own thoughts and your intentions kind of shape what's going to happen in the team. And that really is freaky because I don't believe in, you know, all this voodoo stuff that you sometimes hear about, but seeing it play out, my attitude, as Peter tells us, my attitude and my intention sometimes to win a point, for example, rather than get a task done, really influenced the outcome. And I learned that it's really important to be tuned in to what the team really needs, as opposed to what I need as a leader, which is, you know, might be flatter my ego, get a point across, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. You also love running and acting. Which have you missed most of those two during the pandemic?
Well, I've done a lot of acting, Neil, even though I can't do it on a stage. I've had to act that everything's fine, we're going to make it, we're going to beat the pandemic, we're doing fine. So I've done that kind of acting. Not the best, but running, I've been able to do it. Like now we're going to be allowed just one outing a day here in Cyprus because the numbers of COVID are really high. And I'm going to dedicate that to running again. It's beautiful weather outside, so I'll be doing that.
As a fellow runner, really enjoy it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Elaine.
Thank you.
Can I talk now, please, with Augustine?
Yes, hello.
Okay, Augustine. From what you sent me, I've been in Toastmasters for about 2.5 years since joining the Blue Danube Leaders Club in Vienna in its first year. I joined Toastmasters the same way I lived much of my life. I randomly encountered an experience that seemed both fun and fulfilling. So I jumped at it, trusting my gut. In your experience, Augustine, do people, and especially Toastmasters, trust their gut enough?
That is a good question. I think so. Out of the many different groups and communities that I'm in, Toastmasters is one of the groups where I think people are pretty good about trusting their guts, because it's kind of in the DNA of what we do. We try to communicate authentically. We try to be vulnerable to feedback. We try to really, there's this constant cycle of introspection. And the more you introspect, the better communication you have with your gut and the more you can trust it. So I feel like that kind of ethos really lends to people trusting their guts in a pretty good way.
Great.
Yeah.
Good. And you also said to me, my goals in life are to find moderation by exploring extremes. And I found that fascinating because in your interests, you list Buddhist philosophy and Filipino knife fighting. And are these both forms of one of your other interests, conflict resolution?
They are. Absolutely.
Okay.
I've discovered and admitted that I am a person who does not take moderation that well, although philosophically, for my view on the world and view on how people should interrelate, I believe in moderation very much. I just know that the way I contribute to the moderation of the world is by making sure my highs are high, my lows are really low, and everything in between will kind of work itself out. So I take an engineer's view of moderation where it's more of the mean that really counts rather than the individual data points at any point.
Okay,
which is why, yeah, conflict resolution. On the one end, you have complete Buddhist Zen, and on the other end, maybe physical conflict may happen. One should be prepared for everything.
Sounds interesting. And Vienna is not quite the same as Austin, Texas. Do I take
No, no. I've definitely had much more opportunity to practice the Buddhist philosophy side here. There's really not so much need for the other.
Okay, great. Thanks very much indeed for participating and answering so fluently. And finally, we go to Gloria, and perhaps we can finish the interview that wasn't possible to have before. Gloria,
yes.
Can I see you a moment?
Do you see me now?
No, but I can hear you, which is a good step in the right direction. Still don't see you, but I'm sure I will in a moment. As I'm Mr. Zoom Master, can we have Gloria, please, on?
Gloria is on not on mute, so she should be able to see and speak to her. But as long as you are not mute, maybe her image comes up only when she's speaking.
Okay. Do you see me now? Mr. Contest Chair, do you see me now?
Still not, unfortunately.
Okay, let me switch off the video and I'll come back.
I do now. Oh, come back again. It's the same as before. There we are. Fine. Great. Gloria,
yes.
You've been really very busy or very active at club level. Secretary, treasurer, VPM, president, immediate past president. Which of those roles did you find most challenging and which were the most rewarding?
I guess the most challenging was secretary and treasurer. Well, in our club, we have these two roles for a person. So you're in charge of the money and you're in charge of the protocol and all that. And my mentor was taking this role and she was looking for a successor and ended up being the successor. So that was a very challenging role because I don't like to be a secretary, nor do I like to have anything to do with money, least to say not my money. So yeah, but that was a good experience. That's where I realized that no is a definite no. If this kind of opportunity is coming again, I will say no.
Okay, great. You wrote that you were inspired by Mother Teresa, and you made a quote or gave a quote from her that small things done with great love will change the world. What small things matter to you?
I think she has done a lot for the poor, for the least, people who doesn't really care about. And she has even found a lady who was thrown in the bin by her son during her dying days. And I thought that is something incredible. So this is what I saw in her and in her work, and what I see also parallel to Toastmasters, where everyone is taking a role. Like this contest is not possible with everybody taking a role, not just being the contest chair or to be somebody at the front end, but there's a lot of people at the back end that you don't see, like the sergeant of arms, people who has to do the zooming and so on. There's a lot of preparation. So imagine if somebody just decide to, sorry, I'm not doing it, that could be a mess. So doing small things can make big results.
I think that's probably pretty true of everything we do in Toastmasters. I think I'm very grateful for you in mentioning that. Could I just check with the Program Quality Director, Lillian, where are we time-wise at the moment?
We're exactly where we should be at the end of the interviews.
Okay, so not having been in this particular spot before, do you have any guidance for me as to what I should next be doing?
I think you've reached the end of your role, Mr. Contest Chair, very successfully, if I may say.
And then I will return it to you with great thanks for your confidence in me, and my thanks particularly to the contestants. Thank you.
Let's just say then that it was a great table topic session. Congratulations to all our brave contestants who came here today to speak impromptu. And thanks so much again to you, Neil, as the contest chair, and to our chief judge, the Zoom master. Overall, fellow Toastmasters, I think we've had a good morning with evaluation and table topics. But I know I'm hungry, and I'm sure you are too. So why don't we take our lunch break as per the agenda? So we'll expect to see you here around 2:15 for a short message from an external speaker, and then our crown jewel, the International Speech Contest. I hope all of you will be able to join us for that. And then we'll of course have our celebration, our award ceremony later in the afternoon. I just want to ask, everybody has a role in the International Speech Contest. Please come to the Zoom room if you can by 1:45, so we really can start at 2:15. And that's it for me. Have a great lunch break. Mr. Zoom Master, could you make me host now?
Yes, I will make you host. Thank you very much for guiding us through all this kind of maze of Zoom and everything else.
May I ask a question to either PQ? If we rejoin later as just an audience member,